Hey guys, it is Mr. King again, here to teach you guys a really cool little illustrative thing. So what I'm gonna have you do is we are gonna draw something together. It's going to look very similar. We're gonna make our own awesome zombie face. And when we do this, they're gonna start out really similar, but they're gonna end up branching apart and you're gonna get a lot of creativity in the details. But I just thought it was a really fun way to show you kind of a step-by-step to drawing something that can be kind of challenging otherwise. So I'm gonna start in Sharpie. I really encourage you to do it in pencil because then you can erase lines where you make mistakes. I'm just doing it in Sharpie so you can see it really well, and because I'm pretty confident in the way I draw right now, I've had a lot of practice. So first up, let's get those eye sockets. So if you're doing a skull or a zombie for that matter, you're gonna start off with two pretty big oblong circles here. Now you're gonna put them, you know, kind of that nice eye distance apart. Now they can be, you can see this one goes up a lot higher right here. This one's a little more uniform. You can really kind of make mistakes here all you want. It's totally fine, so don't worry about it. So that's gonna be where you put your eye sockets real quick. And the next thing we'll do is our nostrils. Now, instead of having to do the upside down heart for a skull nostril, remember, it's a zombie. So let's just do the nostril holes. They're gonna go down below and between the eyes. And we're just gonna do two kind of diagonal ovals right there, so you can hopefully follow along with that. And so then we're gonna come down and we are going to do the mouth. Now, what I wanna do here is I'm gonna do kind of like this big upside down frown right here, okay? And then I'm gonna come down below with this line. Now you can make this modified a little bit. It can look a little different than I did, and that's totally fine. But that is going to be the mouth. You gotta think that like, you know, you gotta get that zombie kind of groan going on there to get it. And the next big thing is when you come down here, you're actually gonna make kind of an hourglass shape by making two curved in lines right here. And that's actually gonna be where we're gonna make our teeth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come across, I'm actually gonna come down and create the separation between all my teeth. So I'm gonna do my vertical line right here between my two front teeth. And then from here, I like to kind of have them bend in a little bit, because that's gonna make it look like my teeth are really kind of funky and uneven. And then I also like to do, when I do the separation lines, I like to do them at different points. The teeth look pretty jagged, and you can actually have some fun with that in just a minute, and I'll show you how. So I got those weird jagged teeth. And then the last things I'm gonna do for the teeth is I'm gonna do upside down U's in the tops. Now you can have these be pretty tall U's, because it makes the gums look like they've receded a lot, and you're gonna do the regular, whoops, I forgot this one. Regular side U's down here. Okay, cool. We're making really good progress. One thing too is we're gonna end up doing some pupils, even though we could leave these blank, and this is where you can be creative. You could darken these in, so you could have no eyes. You could have the eyes looking down to the side, looking different directions if you want it to be really goofy. I'm gonna have mine looking up because I think it makes it look kind of brainless. So I'm just gonna do two circles like this, looking up. Now one thing I like to do actually is I like to do one where I darken in a pupil. I'm gonna leave a little shine on that one too. Might even do a little iris texture here. And then the other one I'm gonna leave blank actually, because I think it looks kind of cool when it's colored in white and kind of pussy right there. You know what I mean? All right, so the next part, we're gonna do the cheekbones, because you do have cheekbones. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a kind of a bumpy line that goes underneath the eye and then kind of loops up around the side. And then you can actually have that come down if you want to a little bit towards your cheeks. It makes your guy look even more skull-like and, you know, skinnier in a sense. And that is totally fine. And then I'm going to actually create my chin. So you can do this a lot of different ways. If you want to put a little bump right here, it gives them a little more of a defined chin. If you want to make it a thin chin, you can. It's really up to you. I'm gonna put a little bump right here because I think it makes a nice little cartoony chin. And then I'm gonna bring my line out. I'm not gonna go, I have to make sure that I stop before the cheekbones or else my guy looks like he's got the biggest chin in the world. And then all I gotta do is bring my line down to my chin, down to my chin. And I'm looking pretty good. I got a nice zombie going on so far. Now, I'm gonna have a hole in his head because I want to. And you can do that too if you want to. So what you're gonna do is up here above his eye, make a long curved line. That's gonna be the hole. Next up, we're gonna make the bumpiness for his brain. Boop, boop, boop. It's just like drawing a cloud. Have it end at either side of the line. If I need to, I can extend this up a little bit. Now watch this. I'm going to create these little loops on the end that'll darken in, which make this look more like a hole. And then I might even come up around the edge of this, make this spiky bit And that will look like the skin has torn open. Now I can see the hole in his head. I'm going to bring this line right up to the edge of that. And then I'm going to bring the top line over and around. This is where having a pencil is really nice because it's good in case you make a mistake, you know, to be able to stop that. And so you can decide to put on, like, you know, he's a zombie, so he could have ears. So we could do some thin ears here if we want to, kind of wry and nasty. We're not going to make them super defined because I don't really want to spend forever on that. And then let's add a little bit of interest here for the brains by kind of adding some nice little details to the bumps and the ridges. He was pretty smart while he was alive, so he's got plenty of ridges in his brain. And then, I mean, really, it comes down to details now. Now I could do a couple of pieces of hair if I want to. Now he could be totally hairless if you feel like it. I'm going to darken in the shadows in his around his teeth here to make him look really hollowed out and nasty. I could have drawn his teeth larger than I did, and I kind of wish I did, but I'm okay with them being really tiny and narrow there. I'm going to do some wrinkles around his nose. And then here's one of my favorite things to do. If you draw ovals down here on the cheek, I'm going to show you something cool you do in a little circle down here. Check it out. Darken that in. And now he's got holes in his face right there, which I think looks really cool. Because right there, there's no bone or anything underneath. It just goes hollow into your cheek. So you can really make these cool little bits right there. And I think it adds a nice little detail. So it's like, oh, gross, his skin's wearing through. Or hers. You know, this could have been a girl. We don't really know. She's had better days. And we'll do a couple wrinkles here around the eyebrows. You can just kind of add them where you think wrinkles would show up. I'm going to do some around the lips here. And I think you guys can see this is becoming quite the spooky zombie now. And then if you feel like it, you can add a neck. You don't have to. I might actually, watch this, if I do this really thin neck that flares out a little bit in the end, you can add a really defined Adam's apple. Maybe the ribbing of like the vertebrae, or the vocal cord coming through. You can make some extra wrinkle lines down here to make it look really nasty. And maybe a hole or two in this part too of his neck. Cool, right? Hey, hey, looking very zombie-like. I like it, I like it. So again, you're just adding as many details as you see fit. One that I love to do, check this out, if you want to. Add this little loop up here. That same kind of little hole that we made before for the brain. Put some stripes on it. Bet you guys can see what I'm starting to make here. Because Mr. Worm going right through his head. So that's a fun little thing. You can keep doing this as much as you want. I definitely want to see these done in color. So come in here with colored pencil, markers, crayons, all of the above. Will make it look really, really awesome. You can really, I mean, the sky's the limit. You can add as many details as you want. This is just kind of a basic scaffold to making a cool zombie face. And that's really it, guys. I want to see what you come up with, all the details that you add into here. You can put a little lipstick on them if you want to, make it was a lady putting on her makeup before, or it could add a little beard on here. It could even be a version of Mr. King if you want to. It's totally up to you. You can have stuff going in and out of the ears. The sky is the limit. So have some fun, be creative. I want to see what you guys make, and I'll catch you later. See you next time.